What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Take Trades, and I'm back with another video, man. And I'm just gonna do a. I was on the charge doing my pre-week analysis. Pre-week analysis basically for the start of the week. Markets open up tomorrow. So what I do is Fridays I usually just don't look at the markets at all. We chill, and then Saturday we come look at the markets, do our analysis for the week, and then after that we chill till Tuesday as far as just looking at the markets when the market's open, watching price action, you know what I'm saying, and then just analyzing and looking at what the market is doing, and then just basing our decisions off of Sunday, what market does Sunday and leading to Monday, and then we just go from there, right? So I figured why not just turn the camera on, man? So that's what we're doing, man. We turn the camera on, we're gonna record the process. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's just get into it. So I was looking at EJ. I was looking at EJ last week as well, and we had the bullish potential. I was bullish on EJ, and I wanted to see price tap into this 4 hour fair value gap that we have here, and then take the highs. But I didn't necessarily trust it. I wanted to see this low get ran, right? So price did come and tap this fair value gap. And the reason I wanted to see this low get ran, right, was because we had the push, we had the initial pullback, and then market can do what it want to do. Sometimes the market can come up, fail to take the high, and then run a low, then run a high. Or sometimes it'll just pull back and then run, right? But here's the thing about when you're learning about liquidity, right? When the market and you got market structure. So this probably could have been a good trade to run into the highs. Sometimes I do take trades like that, where when price pulls back into an area or a fair value gap, like we got a small one here or whatnot, and then push up. It's not necessarily a bad trade. Like if you go on a smaller time frame, you probably can get something like right here where price is trending down, and then it kind of gives you that market structural shift where it runs the high here, gives you the fair value gap off running the high, pulls back into the gap, and then you can take the trade. But I was already in two other necessarily. I was already in other trades, so I didn't take it. But this could have been a nice 2 to 5 risk to reward ratio, nice trade right there. Right, so it's always opportunity, bro. We can always catch a nice setup. But for me, I wanted to see price run this low because how I understand now that I kind of trade off liquidity, right? I want to see uh, sell side and buy side get ran for the most part. So yes, I could have caught this trade here, but like I said, I was already in my two trades. But what I wanted to see was I wanted to see this low get taken out. Because what's up under here is when we say liquidity is just basically stops, like stop losses. So think about it. If somebody's getting, if the trend is bullish and price is pushing up and then it pulls back and is moving higher, you're going to get in somewhere around here. And if you're not taking partials at this buy side liquidity at the highs or a little bit above, if you're not taking your profits here, and your stop losses is sitting up under here, the market's going to come back and take you out. And so that's what I wanted to see, right? So when you're taking those pullback trades, it's got to be to that. It's got to be to that high. That's how I do it. I wouldn't want to swing it to okay. The next move is all the way up here. You know what I'm saying? Or one of these highs here. It's got to be that subsequent high that we just made, right? Because when you think about buy side liquidity, there's buy stops above here where people set their trades for their trade markets, their executions to get in once price take the high. So we kind of think about it like once price runs a high, it gets you in and then it takes you out. If everybody that's still holding in, they get taken out. It's kind of like it's like a liquidity sweep, bro. It's like the market coming and just taking so much money, bro. So that's kind of how I kind of got into learning about ICT. Is because I would get into the markets and my stop losses would get hit. I would get in off the initial pullback and then price would push up and then come and wipe me out or whatnot. So I just felt like I needed to understand price action more. And so that's where ICT came in. So I kind of just I'm not really like super deep into his strategies and turtle soups and all that stuff. For me, it's just real simple. I just look for liquidity and fair value gaps. Is that's it. That's all. I just trade liquidity, old highs and lows, which is what liquidity is, and fair value gaps and market inefficiencies. So I keep it real simple. I've been trading for 5 years now, so I've traded many ways, candlestick patterns, 4 hour candlestick patterns, etc. But so I got some skin in the game. I kind of got some, like I said, some skin in the game. But really, I just look for uh, liquidity and fair value gaps now. That's kind of how I trade. So, but I've seen 5 years of price action is what I'm saying. So because I got some skin in the game, it's like I've seen these things happen. So I'm kind of more confident in not taking certain types of trades or whatnot. But yeah, man. So I wanted to see EJ come and take this low, and it did. And as you can see, as we took this low and we took sell side liquidity, we also tapped further into this 4 hour, and we tapped into this 15 minute, a little bit more deep into this 4 hour. So we've taken out old lows, ran liquidity, and we've now run deeper into that 4 hour fair value gap. Now, here's the thing, right? So if you're saying, oh, we're bearish, right? Also, price failed to kind of close below this low as well. I love that. Like it kind of gave us the doji and then pushed up, right? Now, here's the trap as a seller. If I was to think the other way, right? Run high, you make a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. If you think this is the market change in bearish, right? And then we have this fair value gap right here, right? And I'll say, oh, I want to get in to sell off this fair value gap here, so I get in somewhere off this fair value gap. And I used to trade like this too, but I'm gonna tell you why I wouldn't take the sell for price to either move lower to take it here, or to see price move lower. Like I'm bullish on EJ, so I'm kind of talk about why I would invalidate the sell that could possibly happen, right? Because as you can see, it has this fair value gap and it rejected. And so a lot of people would think if they're selling and the trend is bullish, you would think, oh, this is selling pressure. I'm actually bullish. So when the week start, I want to see if price is going to move higher. Like I'm looking to see this high get taken out, and I'm looking to see price run these highs. So this is my target for the week, or I might target these highs here depending on the entry. So let me show you guys the daily real quick, right? So as you can see, we were selling off, taking out old lows, did some liquidity sweeps or whatnot, and then we pushed up, ran these highs, right? These relatively equal highs, pushed higher, and then we had a nice sell, right? Let's kind of clear the charts a little bit, move drawings, right? Had this nice run, and then we had this sell off where we took out some lows. But look at this, rejection. Look at this candlestick, boom, right? Took out old lows and then closed all the way up here after running these highs off this run. We had a nice run. Now it's time to pull back, and we've now taken out some liquidity, right? So based off the daily, now I want to see price push higher to come attack these highs here. I want to see price come take these highs here. So I'm bullish on EJ. So um, I'm loving the fact that we pushed up, right, and we rejected. But let's look and see what actually happened. We had a strong bullish reaction after running this sell side liquidity and tapping to this 4 hour gap. Nice strong price action, and then we got that fair value gap. So now we pull back. So now what I want to see is basically what price is going to do first, right? Is it going to move higher? If it moves higher and kind of give us a fair value gap and pull back and give me that entry, I might take the trade. And depending on the trade, I might put my TP to be somewhere around these highs here, or ultimately this high here. I kind of like the scalp, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the scalp. My last two trades, I held it for like 2 days, which is not too bad. But that's kind of just what I was looking at for EJ, man. I'm bullish on EJ. I think we're gonna move higher now. It kind of gave me what I wanted. Now, here's the thing, too. Usually, like this is the thing, right? Now, I could have taken the sale. Now I'm gonna show you the sale. If I wanted to see price take out this low, let me show y'all something. So if you're saying, okay, this is bait, right? You start to see the market like this and saying this is bait right here. I know this is gonna get taken out, right? all the first initial buyers that got in for buys and they didn't take partials right here at the high for buy side liquidity, I know this is big. So I want to wait for price to run buy side and then I want to take sales to take the sell side. That's how it works. So here's it go. And it was so perfect. But like I said, I took my two trades, so I didn't watch EJ, but this was so beautiful. And yes, this might be hindsight trading, but here it goes. Takes buy side. Once it takes buy side, it pulls back, runs the high one more time, and then after it runs this high, this is your signal. It runs the high and then moves lower and gives you the fair value gap. Here we go, 1 hour time frame. Fair value gap right here. Soon as price comes in and pulls up, Doji starts consolidating, you get your sell. You get in somewhere around here, you take your sell. This was honestly a beautiful trade, bro. Beautiful, beautiful sell. If I was looking to trade EJ, if I didn't take my other two trades and I was looking for sell side liquidity, this is the setup I would have waited for. Boom. Look at that. 1 4. This is the setup I would have taken to see price take this low right here. It's beautiful. I know that's kind of like hindsight trading, but this is what I would have taken for sure. Stop loss would have probably been above this high here, right here. It's a nice 1 to 3 almost. Nice sell, beautiful sell, and that's kind of more like what I would have taken. Like instead of me taking the buy set up here, I would have just waited for price to run liquidity and then taking the sell setup. I got plenty of trades where I've done that in the past, but I would have taken the sell instead of the buy. But now that we've taken buy side liquidity, I mean sell side liquidity, I do want to see if EJ wants to move higher, and then I'll be looking for buys next week on EJ. So yeah, man, that's my analysis for EJ. Now that we've done that, I want to see price move higher and take out these highs here and possibly move higher. So that's EJ. That kind of sounded repetitive, probably. So AC, I looked at AC, and so far the move has happened. Right, I showed you guys the trade. The move has happened basically. So there's nothing for me that I see. Like I need to see a pullback. I need to see some pullbacks and some runs on liquidities and some moves lower, or AC might just keep moving lower. And we might not necessarily get nothing until we run this low. I don't know. I just have to wait for the market to, show me what it wants to do. But we're moving. We've had this nice pullback, no type of fair value gaps. Everything been short squeeze. Price been pulling back and running, pulling back. We got like a small 4 hour right here that we might tap. So I don't know. I don't necessarily see nothing on EJ for real. Uh, I might want to see a liquidity grab. Like I might want to see price come run this high or something on the smaller time frame, 1 hour time frame. This is the low. Ran the low, the last high before the low, so fair value gap above it. If I want to take a sell, I want to sell after price pulls back. I don't want to sell while it's moving down. I need a pullback first. So maybe if price can give me that pullback. Let me see, man. I haven't used this in a while, as y'all can tell. I'm not super duper duper sharp on this right now. Path, but yeah, I want to see price come run this high first, possibly, and then sell lower. Maybe to come take this low. I wouldn't swing it all the way to the higher time frame because price can do whatever it wants to. It can start consolidating. But if you look at the daily time frame, look at that bearish engulfing, right? Big bearish engulfing. So we know that these lows here are the next target on the higher time frame, followed by that weekly fair value gap that I spoke about in the last video here, right? So um, like to see that happen, right? And then when you look at price, you got to think about it. Price got to open up. We're gonna have this next weekly candlestick is gonna have a weekly high, and it's got to open somewhere, and it's got to make a weekly high before it makes a weekly low, right? So that's why I kind of like expect price to kind of pull up some, right? This next daily candlestick, because here's the fair value gap. We got a low here, and we're gonna have to make some type of fair value gap. We're probably not gonna clear the whole gap. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of anticipating price opening. Maybe it moves lower, and then it pushes up, and then sells off some more, kind of creating that fair value gap. I want to see how that works out, and then and if it kind of pushes up and then sells off and doesn't never tap that fair value gap, and we take these lows before we tap the fair value gap, then I'll be looking for some short-term bullish, some bullish plays into that fair value gap off the sell-off once we finish the sell-off move. So I am kind of like pre-analyzing and pre like looking towards the future for what can happen and what cannot happen. But ultimately, I don't know what the market is going to do, but just like I said, just being in the market for a long time, you know that these things kind of have to happen. Just like over here, right? Price pushes up, big push. What happens the next daily candle? The daily candlestick has to make a daily low, and then before it makes the daily high, right? And so what happened? Boom! After it runs, it creates that fair value gap. Later on, the next day, as you can see, price opened up, it pulled back and then closed all the way up here. That was a highly bullish candlestick. What does it do? It runs buy side first, runs this high here, and as a liquidity sweep, and then sells off and taps into the gap, taking out all these lows for anybody that didn't take profits at these highs here, right? And then what happens? It runs, takes out these lows, and then fills in the gap before taking off, right? And then it pushes up. So I kind of anticipate that daily. That kind of helps me a lot on the higher time frame and kind of knowing like fair value gaps, looking for fair value gaps or whatnot. So I kind of just want to see what is price action going to do. Just like here, right? Like we left this fair value gap and we're taking off. We never tapped into this gap. Sometimes, eventually, those gaps will get filled. It might just take a while for the trend to change, and then those are like price targets or whatnot. So I kind of just want to see what we're gonna do here once when next week starts. If we're gonna move lower or if we move higher and then move lower or whatnot. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But for right now, I don't necessarily see nothing on AC. Uh, Let me delete this. That was our trade from last week. But yeah, that's kind of what I want to see. Like, if it does give me a pullback, if it gives me a pullback, that'll be nice, and we can go short just to take out these lows. If it does pull back, maybe it runs this low first, like price of and you see this bearish closing, it might run a low, and if it rejects and then pushes up, I want to see maybe if we can run some liquidity here or something like that, and then move lower. And then we can target those lows and whatnot. But I don't know what the market's going to do. I just have to wait. I don't want to get too analytical. They call it analysis paralysis. I don't want to get too analytical and play around in my head. Sometimes I do like to do that. We get on a chart. It's kind of like that's kind of like fun about it. You get to kind of imagine like what the market's gonna do and anticipate it. But yeah, man. So I don't really necessarily see nothing on AC. If so, it would have to be something like that before we sell off. So I did EJ already, right? We had the nice push, filled in this gap. Now we're filling this gap. Now I just want to see some higher confirmation to possibly catch my eyes to take out these highs and these highs here. So let's do EA. EA, I think I might. Okay, yeah. So I already got it. Like I said, I was analyzing before I turned the camera on. EA, I want to see EA run this low before I do anything, before I take any buy setups. All right. So let's just kind of look. Let's just kind of go out. Um, Nice sell off, filled in a lot of these gaps. Uh, and then we finally took out this higher time frame daily high here. We had these relatively equal highs, pulled back, ran the high, and then we kind of just cleaned that high out a little bit. Nice bullish candlestick. Last week was like a doji, but we kind of made the high for the week or whatnot. Made the high for the week or for the daily. I think that's the high of the week. And the month is ending, right? So this is also how we ended the month. We ended the month like this. This is kind of bullish to me, right? I am aware of this candlestick, this fair value gap here, but we might save that for later. We'll see. We'll save that for later. That's a monthly time frame fair value gap. We're gonna save that for later. But we do got this nice large rejection, and then price pulls back, and then we closed all the way up here. So, um, I mean, if you want to look at the monthly time frame, we could be targeting this monthly high here. That would be a nice target to look at. Uh, so, I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see. So it'll boom. That's a nice target to look at, right? Look at price action, right? We've taken out these highs, and then we run that monthly high, possibly move higher. But just looking at what price did from the subsequent days, I don't know where that was at. Let's do this. I don't know where I moved it to. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I want to see price take out this candlestick low. This is kind of like the sell side. This is the sell side from the daily time frame. Pushed up, boom, kind of closed bearish, a bearish doji. Um, yeah, man. As you can see, we started consolidating. So we do have this fair value gap here on the 4 hour time frame, and then we kind of tapped it a little bit, moved up, consolidated, and then kind of tapped it a little bit more. Right? Maybe price is ready. All right, we kind of dapped into this fair value gap a couple of times. Um, but when I go down to like the 1 hour, I just this is a low that I don't necessarily trust. As I would say, I don't trust that for the buyers that got in and their stop losses is up under here. If you're scalping or something, like I don't trust this. That's like easy. Like anybody that got buy setups here and their stop losses is here, I want to see you get taken out before I buy because I don't want to get in the buy setup and my stop losses below here. I'm gonna get wiped out. You get what I'm saying? Like you kind of learn the market once you get in for so long. And anybody that's trapped in this mess right here and all of this sloppiness, and we got a fair value gap right here too. I didn't peep that from here to here, and price is tapping into it. But price is kind of choppy. It's consolidating, so I wouldn't be surprised if price, maybe runs up and give us a deeper move. That's what I want to see. If I'm gonna take a buy setup on EA, I want to see a deeper move to run this sell side liquidity. I want to see these lows get taken, and we fill in this gap a little bit more, and possibly tap this 1 hour gap here too as well. So I wouldn't want to touch EA for buys unless we get something like that first, and then get some confirmation fair value gaps out the running highs and give us a market structural shift. And a market structural shift is basically like this. Um, Market structure shift is just like, right, you have subsequent lower price runs liquidity, and then we kind of run that high, and then we leave a fair value gap behind. We tap into the fair value gap, and then moves high. But a market structural shift uh, would consist of price running a low, high and low, and it's not like everything is in the market. This isn't always a market shift. It has to be important. Like it has to run liquidity first. It has to run liquidity. That's very important for price to run liquidity, and then after that, leave behind a fair value gap, right? There's things you have to look for. Leave behind some type of fair value gap within running that shift, within running that high. Give us the pullback, and then we take the buy setup off that. So that's kind of like what I want to see on EA next week. I am bullish on EA. But I just think we can get a deeper pullback. This is I wouldn't trust this. This is nasty. Price pulls, kind of taps this 15-minute fair value gap, pushes up a little bit, kind of just acting choppy. If there's stops below here, I definitely want to see them get ran. I don't trust this at all. So that's kind of my analysis on EA. That was kind of quick, man. So EA, I'm looking for buys, but I want to see some liquidity get swept. I want to see a deeper pullback before we take a buy setup to run these highs here. This will be my target to run these highs up here. Like I said, AC would have to give me some type of pullback, run some liquidity at least, and maybe we catch a trade. It's kind of risky to kind of catch a sell right here as well too, because it could pull up, run as high, and then maybe fail to take the low, or maybe take the low. And then if it fails to be strong when taking this low out, it could be targeting this new buy side, which would be a buy side, right? Liquidity, and then move lower. So I mean, it's I've seen it happen before. So I'm excited to kind of see what happens during this week, man. Because like I said, when you're in the markets for so long, you kind of can just like weigh all the options, but you can't get too caught up in what the market is going to do without the market doing it. You don't know what the market is going to do. So like I said, but I definitely want to see some type of pullback first before taking the trade, and then EJ. Uh, like I said, we got that run on liquidity, and then we got this rejection for anybody that thought maybe it's time to sell off that. fake you out, I wouldn't take that sale. Or it could work out. Maybe price does on the move lower. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what the market's going to do. I just think that this is a fake out. I think EJ wants to move higher. I think the trend is bullish. Um, but I can be wrong 100%. I can be 100% wrong for sure, right? Price ran buy side. We're in some liquidity here. We can be looking to move lower. Kind of look at the higher time frame a little bit. But I mean, looking at the weekly, we overtook this candlestick's high, weekly high. We had this weekly low. We ran lows, closed here, and then opened up here, barely pulled back, and then we pushed higher, and then closed above the high of the week and the opening. So that's kind of bullish to me, very bullish to me. So I'm bullish on EJ. Like I said, I already broke that down. We ran the low, failed to close below the low when we ran the low and closed above. So that's bullish to me. So I definitely want to see this high get taken out. I'm definitely bullish on EJ for sure. Um, and then yeah, man, I didn't go over Bitcoin for real. I trade Bitcoin, but not too much. Like I catch a setup every now and then. Um, if price wants to move higher, it would be nice. Like I said, we got this fair value gap here. Maybe price taps to this fair value gap, pushes up. I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on Bitcoin right now. It is a nice sell off. It could reverse right about now. But I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it at all. I don't see anything. I'm not. I haven't traded Bitcoin for years. Like I've traded these other assets. I've traded EJ for a long time. I've traded AC for a while. I've traded EA for a while as well, a year plus, 2 years. So I kind of comfortable with trading those. I haven't traded Bitcoin like that. I catch setups. Don't get me wrong. I catch setups on BTC. I've caught many setups on BTC in my notes or whatnot, or possibly in my past videos. You can see some trades that I took on Bitcoin, but I don't see nothing on Bitcoin right now. So, but yeah, man, that's my pre-week analysis video. Hopefully, you guys liked it. If you did, show some love. Other than that, man, I'm excited to see what the week is gonna do, man. So without further ado, man, it's your boy Mish Dog, man, aka Tay Trades, man, and I'm out. Peace and love, everybody.